Disclaimer. Please forgive me now for there may be mispronunciations in this video. The Samodiva, plural Samodivi, but also known as the Samovila and Vili, are woodland fairies or nymphs in the South and West Slavic folklore. Samodivi comes from the Indo-European roots meaning divinity, race, wild, or rage. The earliest written evidence of the Samodivi dates back to the 13th century, where they were developed from the Balkan traditions and myths. They are commonly depicted as beautiful maidens with long, loose hair and in some rare cases wings. They are mostly dressed in free-flowing feathered white gowns, which somehow gives them the power of flight. Samodivi are often described as blonde, tall, and slender with pale glowing skin and fiery eyes. They live inside trees, abandoned shacks, dark caves, or near river ponds and wells. There are mountains linked to the Samodivi, which include the names listed here. Their favorite mountains of choice is the Piran. Samodivi enter the human world during the spring, staying until autumn. During the winter they live in a mythical village called this name. In Macedonian folklore they are said to inhabit oaks and willows, and live in far-off villages called Paitlilo. They are believed to have an affinity for fire, having the power to bring drought, burn a farmer's crops, or make cattle die with high fever. When angered, a Samodiva can change her appearance and turn into a monstrous bird, capable of throwing flames at her enemies. They also have very seductive voices, similar to that of harpies and sirens. They are hostile and dangerous to people. Men look upon a Samodiva fall instantly in love or lust, and women take their own lives at the sight of such beauty. Sometimes the Samodiva will seduce a man, whether it's a shepherd or a trespasser in her forest, and take him as her lover. Doing so, she would take all of his life energy. The man would become obsessed with the Samodiva and chase her relentlessly, unable to think of anything else. The Samodiva would proceed to torture the man until he died of exhaustion. Like many fairy legends, they are known for their dancing, beginning at midnight and finishing at dawn. Their dance symbolizes the raw energy of both nature and the supernatural world, following the rhythm of the wind and their own singing. Their dance is said to have been often witnessed by lost or late travelers. They would join in on the dancing, seduced by the beauty of their song and faces, only to die of exhaustion at dawn. It is believed that her power comes from her long and unusually blonde hair. Sometimes she would give a portion of her hair to her lover to strengthen her control over him via its magical effects. However, if her hair is damaged in some way, she would either disappear entirely or be stripped of her powers and beauty. In Bulgarian folklore, Samodiva's close connection to the forest makes her knowledgeable about magical herbs and cure for all illnesses. If a person were to eavesdrop on a gathering of Samodiva, he could also gain knowledge of these remedies. In many stories, this is apparently exactly what the hero is forced to do to save a loved one. In Macedonian folklore, they are seen with the ability to hurt people or to heal them. Within the folklore, there is a way to kill a Samovila, and that is by making her prick herself on a thorn bush and she will evaporate. Also, they can enter the hearts of men and stay there for 5 years. Their goal is to join with the man's soul and after go to heaven together. They would also give knowledge to a man on magical powers and healing plants. Balkan mythology holds that the Samodivi were the daughters of Lamia. This leads them to consider negative or at best neutral in their nature. While in other legends they are wicked old women who died and are stuck between heaven and hell, or that they are maidens who died before they knew a man. They also like to ride deer, using twisted snakes for reins, and often carrying bows and arrows. If a huntsman kills a Samodiva's deer, she will make him blind or give him a disease which will lead to his death. In some legends, they are similar to Selkies, at twilight they go to fresh water, strip naked, wash themselves and their clothes in the moonlight. They keep a watchful eye on their drying clothes because if a man steals their mantle where their power lies, they turn into normal women who have to obey the man. If this happens, they can marry and bear children, but they can never be good mothers or housewives, and will always crave their freedom. What do you think of the Samodivi? Do you like this video? Want early access and support this channel? Feel free to check out my Patreon page where I create content on cryptids, hauntings, alien abductions, serial killers, and much more. Can't support me there? Like, comment, and subscribe here.